Hi, welcome. I'm Dr. Neva. Alexander's the last name with Neva Alliance. As usual, I have a special guest here for you today. I have Dr. Sylvia Forchap like can be. I'm saying your name. I'm making sure I say it correctly, right? Because it's impactful, Doc. Dr. Sylvia, I like to call her, is a transformational guru. She's an author, she's a speaker, she's a coach. She has like three different, maybe four type of businesses, right? But who knows her best than herself? Dr. Sylvia, welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Neva. It's a pleasure and privilege to be here on your wonderful program. Thank you for having me. And like you said, I'm Dr. Sylvia Forchap Kambi. I would love to say, I love to call myself the Transformation Doctor. I'm a leading empowerment and transformation authority, 7 times international best-selling author, inspirational and transformational speaker. Like Dr. Neva said, I run diverse companies around health and well-being, transformation, empowerment. Also, together with my daughter, we run a publishing company, amongst other companies, which we're not going to talk about right now. And my mission, my purpose in life, I strongly believe, is to educate, empower, inspire, and transform the lives and status of young girls, women, and families, and every single human, every individual I encounter on planet Earth, so they may become aware of their authentic identity, their full potential, step out and live a purposeful and fulfilling life. And it's a huge pleasure and honor, Dr. Neva, to be here to share with your incredible audience my work on the power of vision. You know how I do everything I do, have a clear vision, live a purposeful and fulfilling life, and ensure that every single day I step out to impact lives and transform lives. Thank you. Or I'm also a wife and a mother of 3 incredible children who are all authors. One of them, the youngest author in the world to publish multiple books. She published her first book at 5 and went on to publish other books. She's got 5 books. All of my children are authors of about 3 to 5 books. Thank you. I thought I should mention that.
Yes, and why not? We can't leave the children out, Dr. Sylvia. They are important, right? They are the next generation, and to just start them that early to push through, right? And yet present to the world. That is great. But today we're going to talk about the power of vision. And I really want you to give me an insight to that. Because what is behind the power of vision? And why do we really need it?
Thank you. I mean, I love talking about vision. It's everything. I mean, without vision, you will know there are 2 key things. I mean, I'm a Christian, but apart from that, in life, every successful person, success is governed by principles. Those principles created by a magnificent God. But you realize that knowledge is one of those. Without knowledge, it's only potential power. People will perish. People are disadvantaged, not because they lack money, they come from a certain background, or they are women. They are disadvantaged because they lack knowledge of the truth above all. And then eventually vision. What is vision? When you lack a vision, it's like you lack a direction. You don't know where you're going to. You don't know why you are born. You don't know why you're on planet Earth. Then absolutely, you're gonna be disadvantaged. You cannot maximize your full potential. You cannot achieve all that you were created to ever achieve. Why? Vision, simply put, I'll give a few definitions of vision. It's an internalized mental picture. It's in our mind. It's that image that we see of an ideal and preferable life. Without you having a mental image of an ideal and preferable life, you will settle for the norm. There will be no intrinsic drive, motivation, force to keep going no matter what. There will be no passion, going about living life fully. But that image gives you a passion. That image guarantees you a better future. It guarantees you something bright, something brighter. And I always say, if you see a picture, you see an image that has never existed, it's because God wanted you to have this image in mind so you don't settle for the norm. So the image keeps you motivated. Why would you see something that has never been created? Because something deep within you and me is telling us that we were created to achieve that life. In other words, as well, we could also say vision is an internalized mental picture of our life purpose. We have a life purpose in our mind, within us. We envisage it in our mind. So we know exactly the purpose, the reason why we are created and placed on this planet called Earth. Vision is also our ability to see beyond the physical barriers of our eyes. We know too often our eyes will limit us, because with our eyes we have sight. We see the limitations. I see my current situation, my current challenges, the reality of the now. And I know, oh my goodness, maybe I'm sick, I just lost a job. That's the reality. But vision gives you a broader picture, a broader reality. A reality that's not yet in existence, but that's the right, if you focus on it, it sees beyond your eyes. It gives you a vision which is much more beyond the physical barriers of the eyes. I would say vision is actually seeing with your heart. It's going beyond the physical barriers of the eyes and seeing with the eyes of the heart or your mind, whereas sight is actually limited to our physical eyes, what we can see. So it is paramount if we need to thrive, if we need to overcome challenges, if we need to be hopeful, we need to keep going no matter what. There must be something far greater than our current reality. And that could only be in our vision. And one other thing that I always talk about vision that is so important. Remember, like I said at the beginning, it's a picture that's in your mind. It's internal. It's an internalized mental picture. What does that mean? No one has seen it. Not even your mom, not the person that thinks they know you. So you cannot allow anybody to put you down or talk you off your vision. They have not seen it. Of course, they cannot believe it. But you've seen it in your mind. Hold on to it. It's not for them to approve. It's not for them to say, I believe you. They haven't seen it until you bring it into existence. You make it a physical reality or manifestation. Then can they start believing? And once you have that vision, it has the power of reigniting a drive within us, a conviction, a belief that I have seen myself achieving this. I can become that. And we know too often we say whatever we believe we can achieve, then we can do it. Whatever our mind can conceive and believe, we can achieve. So seeing that vision brings that belief, that core conviction that I can become that person. I have seen myself in the image of my mind becoming that person. And an ulterior force again, which is passion. It gives birth, it generates an incredible passion. We know that passionate people will succeed. It's terrible if you have passion without any destination. You'll be haphazard, you'll damage a lot of people. But that vision gives you direction. And because it also tells you the destination, it gives you guidance, focus. Vision actually kind of like creates discipline in life. You cannot be everywhere because you know your destination and you know that only this route and that route will take me to my destination. I cannot be everywhere. While every other exit might be great, but it's not meant for me. So it's incredible. So it's behind everything. Our success, our ability to focus, our ability to be passionate about life, our ability to be resilient and keep going, believing in ourselves, even when no one believes in us. So, maybe I could leave it there. I could just keep talking and talking.
No, Doc, it's very impactful what you said. And the thought that came to my mind just now, there's a vision and this is how you see yourself, yes? Or your calling, or, the way you see yourself. But my question is, sometimes people they don't see their vision. So how can they create that vision? How do they go about that? Because we could talk about vision and having a vision and what the vision, can take us from point A to point B into our destination. But how do they really create it?
Incredible. How do they create that vision? Simple. I'll go through some practical steps and also give us like some real in-depth wisdom. First of all, if we want to look at it like focusing on our reality, some people will settle for less because the truth is maybe they come from a family where no one has ever been to school, for example. So when they ask us normally, What do you want to become? We'll limit ourselves. We might not see far beyond, what we could ever become, because we are like, no one in my family has ever achieved that. So what I normally, when I'm training, say to my students or ask them, I do like a visualization exercise. I ask them, you need to get to a point where you are not going to become that person. You don't want to have that vision. You don't want to see who you want to become, because you want to meet a need, because you want to do something that is just the ordinary, maybe to get some money to pay your bills, to get a wage. It has to be bigger than that. So for us to get off that mediocre level where we see ourselves based on our reality, based on what we've always known, based on what people have taught us, I take us to a point where I ask you, I want everyone listening to me or watching us right now to imagine you have everything you ever desired in your life. You lack nothing. If your problem was health and well-being, maybe your health is failing. So if you imagine you lack nothing on planet Earth, you are living a truly fulfilling life, your best life ever. Anyone watching us right now, maybe your problem is your health and well-being. You have very poor health, mental, emotional health. I want you to imagine you are flourishing in optimal mental, emotional, and physical health. You have no health issues. You are doing fabulous. You have the best health ever. If your problem is finances, maybe you're broke, you're bankrupt, you've lost your job, I want you to imagine you are a millionaire. You lack nothing, multi-billionaire. You have everything you've ever desired to have. If it was getting a home, you are homeless. You have endless mansions. It's for you to even choose. You lack nothing. You have mansions, you have all the cars of your dreams, you have everything you ever desired. Maybe it's some person who is giving you trouble and hurts. Imagine that person is no longer existing, and now you are experiencing the best relationship with yourself. In other words, you are in a state of complete realization, fulfillment. You don't need anything. But guess what? We still have to live. Life goes on. I still need to wake up tomorrow. I'm the happiest, the most fulfilling, with the best family, the best whatever I love. What would you do in your life? What will you wake up every single morning doing that will bring you a deep inner sense of peace and fulfillment? You're not doing it because you need a salary, you need a wage, you need to become homeless. You need to get a home and get off that. No, you're doing it for the simple joy of doing it, of impacting lives, of going to bed every single night after that day, smiling and knowing if today were the last day and I was asked, how's my life been? I could say, I've lived my best life ever. I'm going to bed happy, fulfilled, satisfied, because I have done that which I strongly believe I was called to do today. So what is that one thing? From there now, you start seeing beyond every physical barrier. You start seeing beyond every physical need. You start seeing the greater picture, because our purpose is what we are really created to do, to who we are created to become, that will give us that sense of fulfillment, joy, and inner peace, that there is no longer any yearning, there is no longer any unrest. Every single day as we live in our purpose, we feel that deep inner sense of peace, satisfaction, and rest. And remember, our purpose is the mental image we have that becomes our vision. What is that thing? And it will ignite the passion. So I really hope that loves. And also just get to that stage. I usually do an exercise where we have like music, just relaxing. Let them visualize that person they are becoming. You want to go beyond just doing that. How does it feel? Experience that person. Who are you seeing? Who are you in that situation, in that everyday doing that job? How does it feel like? What does it taste like? Get all your senses involved. It's incredible. Once you have that, you may even be smiling. I have some cases where people are smiling, some come back, they are like in tears because they never believed they could live that life. They always limited themselves to what their needs are or what they think they would just need to be okay or satisfied.
Doc, you have my mind going with the words that you're saying, but then there's some individual don't even know their calling to even visualize their vision. So how can one identify, if you could even answer that or touch on it, how can one identify their calling to
Thank you.
really visualize?
Thanks. That's an incredible question. And honestly, while I was responding to your previous question, I wanted to touch on that, but I just wanted it to be separate, because the process is important to identify who you are, your purpose, and then you can visualize. So thank you so much for that question. And I believe it will really help, viewers to get this and really go on and live a purposeful life, a vision-driven life. First and foremost, like everything that's ever created in life is created for a purpose. And based on that purpose for which everything is created, whether I know the purpose or not, that particular thing is only equipped with everything it needs, the strengths, the gifts it needs to fulfill that purpose. You will never do a phone, for example, and not equip it with maybe how to dial, the screen. It will only be equipped with everything it needs to fulfill the purpose for which the manufacturer had in mind, to make calls, maybe video calls, nothing more, nothing less. What am I saying? Your strengths. We are created, like I said before, by a magnificent God. Some may not believe, but honestly, if we believe even the least creation we have on planet Earth, as simple as paper, is created by a mind. It did not just come into existence. What more about our human beings who are so complex? There is a master creator behind our creation. Just like every product that's created with a purpose and given the strength, everything they need to fulfill their purpose is exactly the same way. Let's not even go too far. I love to give visual example that everybody can see. Think about the parts of our body. It's not by chance that our eyes see and bring light to this body. Our eyes do not breathe. Our eyes do not speak. Our eyes do not walk. What did our eyes do to merit that greatness of sight? Nothing. Created, equipped with everything, the optical lenses, whatever they need. So as they mature and develop in the right moment, the appointed moment, when they are ready to see, it comes out and they can see. Is giving all the strengths. The ears are given different strengths because they are designed for a different purpose, a distinct purpose that's different from that of the eyes. So the mouth and the feet. Is any more greater than the other? No, they are different based on their distinctive purposes. So that goes back to you. Just looking at the parts of the body, each created and given the strength and gifts and tools they need to fulfill their purpose almost effortlessly. Each time we open the eyes, we are sleeping at night, we cannot see. We need to wake up effortlessly. It just begins to see, work in the natural path to fulfill that which it was designed to fulfill. It's exactly the same thing. I want to ask such people, what's your greatest strength? What are you naturally gifted and good at? And I know some people struggle. You know why, Dr. Neva? Because they've kind of like put veils and veils over their true identity, veils of problems, of trauma, of pain. I say go back to when you were a child. Go and ask your parents as a child born into this world when we have no limitations. A child believe I can fly. A child, you leave the child at the top of a mountain, they will jump. No fear. They have that natural belief, I can do everything. As a child, what did you used to love doing? What are you passionate about? What was it that as that child you were extremely good at? You would do so naturally. They say a gifted child in something, of course, will help you to fine-tune those gifts, but it becomes natural and so easy for you to operate in that domain than someone who is not naturally gifted those gifts. So those are the key things. What are your greatest gifts? What are your greatest strengths? What are you passionate about? Ask your parents, go back to your childhood and beloved, start dreaming again. Take off those veils of their reality, of the pain, of the trauma, and go back to that free child who just desired to do everything they felt like doing. Their heart was like, when you're passionate about something, even hunger doesn't matter. You could play and not even realize the time, because you just want to go. There is an intrinsic force that comes from the drive from the creator himself that is embedded. It's like every seed that is sown, there is a force that drives an orange seed to only produce oranges. Nothing more and nothing less. An orange seed will never produce mangoes. The orange seed does not worry. We can't come and applaud an orange seed. Wow, you produce oranges. Creation in that seed, everything in it, within our very DNA, scientifically speaking, we have everything that will distinguish us or that will ever become. Just like an orange seed, it will produce oranges effortlessly, but there are processes. An orange seed that stays in my living room for 30 years will always remain an orange seed. So many people are trapped, have their greatness, their potential trapped within them because they are never nurturing it. They are not in the right environment, that theta environment to have inspirational individuals, role models that will inspire them so they can grow, be nurtured, and eventually sprout as their fruits.
Wonderfully said, Doctor. You know, you said something just now. My mind went to, I asked one of my aunts, I said, you know, Auntie, when I was younger, what was I good at? What was that? She said, well, you're in the right field because you used to talk a lot.
Dr. Neva, that used to be me.
Yeah.
I would talk and talk. I was like a talkative. Each time in school, I went to boarding school. My name was the first on the list for talkatives. And I'm like, wow, today I'm using that to inspire people. That's it. We are naturally gifted. We just talk. And I was telling people before when I started working, I would say something, Dr. Neva, honestly, for me, I've just said something now. And people are like, wow, how inspirational. I'm like, what have I said?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Doc. You know, you do a lot of events, and you're also going to be one of our great speakers at the upcoming International Women's Conference on March 11th at Hofstra University. That's a Saturday. So you're going to come from your location in Liverpool to be there. So Doc, I can't wait to see you, and I know you're going to have a great message to present to the attendees. Yes? And
definitely.
And do you have any upcoming events? I know you have on March 8th.
March 8th, yeah. Because I run like a women organization, isn't it? So we always do something on the day, you know, around March 8th. But because this year I'm with you, we didn't do a very big event. So it's really kind of moderate event, but it's all about empowering women as well to thrive beyond the norms and societal levels. And of course, I can't wait to be together with you, looking very forward to this incredible International Women's Conference on the 11th. And I will be there, and definitely, I believe, you know, with the other incredible speakers that you have lined up, your wonderful self as well, the delegates will be really, really empowered, living there with incredible tools and resources to transform their lives. So I'm looking so forward to it.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much, Doc. I really appreciate your time. And how can someone find you?
Obviously. So thank you so much for this. You can find me, I'll give you maybe just one of my websites, www.drsylvialikambi.com or www.globalvisionarywomen.com, www.globalvisionarywomen.org, and also on social media, Dr. Sylvia for Chaplin Kambi. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. I don't use Twitter a lot. I'm on LinkedIn. And if they can also email info@drsylvialikambi.com or info@voiceofnations.org, which is my other organization, then they will be able to get me. And or just contact Dr. Neva, my number on WhatsApp, +44 7539 216072. That's +44 7539 216072. And that's on WhatsApp. And again, I'll also be at the incredible conference coming up on the 11th of March with Dr. Neva, and you can meet me there as well. And thank you, Dr. Neva.
You're most welcome. And our information will be in the video. All right. So thank you so much, Doc, and thank you for your time.